So this will be week 3 for engine. I'll go to 1, which is you want us to separate the shaders into the view, projection, matrix, world, whatever. And this is that file. This is my box, my ugly yellow box. And I think the only thing you're really interested in is just the separation. So here's creating the buffer of VP and then WC and the shaders and such. And then using that information to create the buffer for it. And then you set it to context and render it. I don't think there's much more to show you. That's all you wanted us to do. So I'll show you the second one. So this was, you wanted us to do, just make the pyramid? Yeah. I assume I don't need to go in order since 3 and 4 kind of show both of these off, but I'll do it anyways. Here's my ugly pyramid. As you'd expect, I modified the model class, opened this up, and then showed this. And it's as you expect. Nothing too exciting. 3 is actually something I'm kind of excited for. I have to check this out first to show you. So I'll show you what you expected for number 3, and then I'll show you for number 4. So this is what you expected for number 3, which is the 2 models put together, or 2 models separated as items. And that is in the draw is essentially as you'd expect, where you just create you create them, set their information. I did modify the model constructor in that it takes in the location you want it to set and the color, and then in the model thing it'll use that information to set it where you specified. So instead of always being at 0, 0, 0, it's at wherever you specify. And here it was just the differences above the square. So here's the 3 objects you wanted us to render, and it works as intended. And then I'll show you the first question, I believe, in that second whole thing, which is them separated. And what I did with that, which is how I assumed you wanted us to do it, is instead I made a completely different model function. This is kind of jank how I made it, but it's just for testing purposes to show you that it does work. I have the user create I messed up with my files. Have a user create the locations they want things to be created and the color associated with them. I don't think the color is actually necessary, but just tell the user where do you want said item to be created, and then here's all the starting locations similar to my starting locations here. And then you also say how many things there are. So there's 3. So I say pass in the 3. And when you pass in the 3, it will create a large array of all the information and then loop through by using the starting position that's found in this vertex list. And then just programmatically set it all. Again, I don't think color matters. And by using a counter, you create all the indices, or all the vertexes, and then connect all the indices. And this surprisingly doesn't break. It's not very complicated though, so it's not very too surprising. And then that's done, so they should render. Yeah, all 3 rendered. I didn't really care. So that's where they previously were, and then just add a 3rd one for fun. And then that is done in the draw, which is not really that much different, but it's just telling that one model to render and set to context instead of having both models where both would set to context. So now I have 4 models on screen right now using one model. And the obvious reason of why you'd want that is just the only thing that changes for most models is just their position. And of course you could change the color. So there's no reason, similar to how we separated matrices, there's no reason to have all that information stored in a model if only a few things are different. And then 4, this is going to be a while, I guess. Go away. 4 is, what did you want us to do? Using the shaders, render different objects, different things. So it didn't work as I hoped. I render all 4 objects, but they do share the same color, so clearly my shaders are a little messed up or the way I coded it. But all 4 are rendered, and they are using different things. So model 1 and 2 are using the world view, all of them together, and then model 3 and 4 are using these specific ones separated. So it works, they render, but they don't seem to all have this. They all have this color, which is a problem I was working at, but I couldn't figure it out. And then lastly, I'll show you the fifth question, or like the last question you asked us, which is, in our experience, what would you do to streamline it? So the first thing I would probably do is give specific render functions for whatever shaders we have available. So you'll pass in all the information, the context, the buffer, the matrix you're using, and then the list of models you want to be rendered, and then I guess a size would actually make sense. So you can whip through the size of list, whatever. And then same here. So the same idea. So you can read this more if you pause if you want. And then we'll have a create models. So you'll have a list of pre-made models. So the like unit vertex or unit pyramid, unit cube, whatever. Their starting locations you want them, and then if you want, I don't know if this is actually how you set it, but if you want, you can put the scales in there. So you could have like a larger or a smaller triangle. And then you have open the shader path, which you pass in the vertex shader, the layout, and the pixel shader, and all of that is finished. And I don't know, you'd probably return something, but I don't know, shader or something. Or a list, I guess you could out, like a list of shaders. List of shaders and shit. I don't know. But yeah, that's the general basic pseudocode of what I would probably do. How well these work, obviously, I don't know, but it's just the basic thing that you want us to do. So that is a long recording, and that should be it.